just off of that.
Yeah.
So it is the easiest and cheapest route to go, but you need to do the investment up front.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what most of the time people hang around people like them. So if you got a good one, chances are they might know another good one. So What's up, DJ? Welcome in. Welcome in.
What's up, everybody? Thank y'all for having me, man. Good to be here. Good to see everybody again.
Yes, sir. So we were speaking on subcontractors. I kind of wanted everybody to chime in, but go ahead and let us talk about how it went. You were on the stage, so kind of share, just recap a little bit what you took from the conference, how you felt about the conference, how you felt about your speech, what you shared in your speech. Just give us a little bit.
Overall, the conference was absolutely amazing, and beyond the business results that I'm sure everyone is really thankful for. What stood out to me is just seeing the passion and the love that everybody gives to everyone in that room and in that community. It was magical. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it, with so many people just so willing to help and so willing to share information, and man, it was crazy. And everyone who was there was, like the utmost respect for everyone. There was no there was no I'm here, you're here. Everyone's just trying to help everyone. Everyone's even the bigger people are learning from things from smaller people. It was just an incredible thing to see, man. It was an overall great experience of a conference. That was probably my biggest takeaway. Is just that if you're not a part of a community of people of like-minded people, that can be game changing, man. It was definitely game changing for me just in that short time that I got to spend with everyone in person. But yeah, I enjoyed it overall. I on stage, I just kind of shared my story and some of my favorite business principles and things that got me to where I am today. Avoiding net 30 until you can actually afford to do net 30. Obviously, not running from any work. If you run from the work, you might as well hide from the money. It's my favorite saying. I can't remember what the other one was, but yeah, I don't even remember what my part on stage. It was probably the smallest thing in my memory from the conference is what I did on stage. I was more floored and enamored by all the other presenters and people and beautiful people that were at the conference, like Big Dog Peter up here, Brandon Orr, Mila. Everyone had incredible things to say and incredible advice and insights. And so yeah, that was I just enjoyed it wholeheartedly.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I took away, what I learned from DJ, y'all. For if we got some Cleaning Balls family in here, I'm gonna tell y'all a secret about him. So this guy can party too. Now he can turn up. I didn't know that because on his channel he got this serious persona. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, he showed me another side. I
get down, baby. I get down. Oh yes, I get down.
Hey, DJ definitely like to kick it, man, and he's a fan of premium cigars too. So we definitely
big facts. Yeah. They'll know that side of me. Yeah, I get down.
All right, cool, y'all. So let's jump in on this subcontractor, because I know Mila, you do all subcontractors too, right?
Well, yeah, I do. The funny thing about the term subcontractors is it's like almost confusing, because when you guys say subcontractors, you guys are talking about you're hiring somebody else who has a company, right?
No, it's both. So it's like it could be just an independent person,
right,
who you're hiring as a 1099 worker. Don't say employee, but as a worker that get, you know what I mean? Or it could be a whole nother established company, but they're both still subcontractors. So you have subcon, yeah.
Yeah, all of everybody that we hire are subcontractors, are 1099s. So how I find them, I mean, we still kind of do the whole Craigslist round, the whole Indeed round. Facebook doesn't work so well when you do when we've done Facebook ads.
Yeah.
We get a lot of people, but most of the people are not qualified for some reason. They say they want a job, but they don't really, move forward after that. But as far as groups, we've tried that last year where we had a lot of cleans, and we've kind of had the same amount of cleans throughout the year. So we didn't really need to hire a surge of people, but then we got this big surge of cleans that happened, and it happens a lot at different points throughout the season. And so we just went on Facebook, like a Facebook group, like a Houston Airbnb Facebook group, asked people if they wanted to work for us, and we subcontracted out some jobs to them. So that was cool too, and it worked out. So yeah, definitely hire 1099s. I like that system. It works for me. We have a lot of people that live here in Texas that may not necessarily have a social security number, but they can obtain a tax ID number. And so, yeah, and subcontracting works for them.
Cool. You got something on that, Brandon? The subcontractor route?
Yeah, man. I think that's until you get, well, I can't even say that. I was about to say until you get into the, several millions in revenue, but I can't even say that because Peter is there and he's still on a subcontractor.
Right. Yeah, don't have to change. We always think it has to change, right, at some point.
Yeah, because that's what I was told. Until you get there, in the several millions, then you want to transfer over, into employees. And
no, you never want to.
Yeah,
I was talking with a guy named Dan Trader. Do you guys know who that is?
I heard of him, but I don't know either.
Doing 20+ million, all subcontractors in Dallas.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Any big, like you look at the big boys out there, like Omni Cleaning, they're $1 billion, all subcontractor, unless it's in specific buildings that require them to be employees.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So
our
industry lives off subcontractor model.
Yeah. And kind of what I use as a reference, man. And I know it's a different industry because a lot of people kind of misunderstand, they'll say, W-2 subcontractor, or they'll say 1099 employees, but a good way to kind of keep in mind, or, what you can do and what you can't do is look at like one of the biggest subcontracting companies, which is Uber and Lyft. Yeah, probably the largest subcontracting company, and you see how they operate, like that. But yeah, it's all type of stuff that you can do just to make sure that you're doing everything right, because you don't want the DOL come knocking on your door about misclassification. So, but there's so many resources out there, man. I would just say become familiar with those resources. IRS has some stuff on their website about what you can do, what you can't do, and I think the biggest piece is training. When it, then it comes down to training. As long as you're hiring people who are knowledgeable at what they're doing. It was a certain time where we subbed out. Like I was well, this is when I thought I wanted to do carpet cleaning. I got humble real quick, then we just started subbing it out. If they already know how to do it, that's a subcontractor. You don't have to train them. Hey, here's the address, here's what the client is looking for, here's the date they want us to come by, boom. And then when you think about it, it's the same thing with cleaning. Hey, this is what the client expects. These are the days they expect it to be done on. You send it to your sub, boom. So you know what I mean? So it's similar to this, to that type of setup. So correct me if I'm wrong, Peter.
It's funny. We actually got around the training aspect of it because what we do is we pay people. So let's say I pay somebody $1,000 for a contract. In our agreement, we will have $1,000 going to them, and then we'll have 15% taken off for education fees, where we educate them on how to grow their business and how to clean correctly. And they have access to our online university. And this actually negates that problem, right? Because they're actually paying me a fee in order to do it. So I actually get to give them training on how to grow their business, and then they get to service our contracts.
There it is. That was a major key. People, if you didn't catch that. So he uses, education, not necessarily training, but the word education kind of separates you from, the folks who are kind of not, doing that, but education, and then they're paying for it. So it's not considered training necessarily.
Yeah. And then they have their own supplies, obviously. Like, again, we were just audited in September and we passed with flying colors with an audit. And like, our tax system, yes, is different than yours, but not when it comes to subcontractors. It's pretty even, right? Everybody's worried about getting dinged. You're not going to get dinged if you have an agreement that's airtight and you follow the agreement and you make them fill out, like every single person that comes on with us has to have a registered company. We train them how to get a registered company. We train them how to get a GST number. We train them how to do everything. So when the government comes back and asks us, we're like, oh no, here you go. They're a registered business and we don't have to pay it for them. So we don't hire people and just call them subcontractors, even though they're technically under X amount per year, they can be an independent contractor. We make them go through every single hoop because we want to see that they're serious. And then once they've done it all, then we'll bring them on as a partner. If they don't want to go through and do it all, we'll just find somebody else. So for us, hiring is like a sales process. There's a pipeline that goes into it. We invest X amount a month in leads. We take those leads. We call every single one of them. We pre-vet them out and qualify them. Then we put them through an online training program and make them jump through hoops and get registered. And the ones that do it all and come out the other end are the ones that we use. And that's how we weed out the shitty ones. So I hope that makes sense and hope that helps for everybody. But like, again, we have a full team on it. We got 4 people doing just the partner scouting, we call it. And then we have 2 people putting them in buildings, and we got a manager over top of them. Right. It's all just a giant system.
Yeah, I think that's incredible value, because I've always been one of those people who was really scared to get into hiring subcontractors, and I built my business full of strictly W-2 employees, just because I guess just like the know-how and knowledge. So now that it's here, I think you guys should really like pay attention and rewind this clip, rewind this live, to make sure you understand what this man is saying, because even I have a lot to learn in that area, because it's not something that I've experimented with a lot of my business. So. I'm definitely going to be looking into doing subcontracting, and I think it's actually going to be the key to expanding my business. Now that I'm learning a lot more about it from people like that and other people at the conference who had experience with it. So
sure. Another tip on it that will save you thousands of dollars is cap people out on buildings. So they only get X amount of buildings per month, and they can never go above a specific amount of contracts. I find when somebody goes above, let's say $5,000 a month, what ends up happening is they end up starting putting cousins and uncles in it, and the quality always dips. 1, 2, what ends up happening is that their ego gets inflated. And like, if you have to take a building back, they don't want to give it back. They start fighting you to take the keys back. Like $5,000 seems to be this cap where they think they own you a little bit. Right. So I cap them out at max $4,500 a month. And we tell our partners this: you'll never get over $4,500 a month from us, but we can show you how to go out and get your own contracts. I need the control and the ability to, if the service goes down, start removing buildings without having a big hoopla of people like freaking out because this is their salary and all that type of stuff. So like, we made a huge mistake and gave one guy like $15,000 at the beginning. And like, we ended up losing half of them when we had to remove them. And it was a lesson learned. And I've repeated that lesson 2 more times throughout my 10 years. So like, it'll always end up happening. Their ego gets so big. So you just have to make sure you cap them out on it.
Wow. First off, what's going on, everybody? Peter,
what up, Mark?
What's happening, man? Peter, I needed to hear that like 2 years ago. For real. Everything that you just said,
yeah,
I made every mistake. I didn't do what you did twice, and I didn't get anyone quite up to $15,000. But I made each and every one of those mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously needed to have this conversation with you like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was, I got, I'm coming in late, so I don't know where we are as far as everything that's been talked about. But one thing I'll say in reflection on the conference is, man, like, I got so much value. And one of the things that I really appreciate about you, Peter, is your analytical approach to how you do what you do. That's really amazing, man. Like, the way that you have everything dialed in. I'm looking at what you just said, and I'm reflecting on it, and I'm thinking about all of the mistakes that I made when it came to subcontractors. Mm-hmm. I know how to get them, but we made a lot of mistakes. And I talk about the losses that we took last year, and 90% of it was due to figuring out the whole subcontractor thing. Mm-hmm. So that right there, man, that was huge, man. Salute to you. Thank you.
Yeah. So like the easiest way to become analytical with everything is to build the process out on a hypothetical thought that you have, and then run somebody through it to make sure it works. Everybody's like, oh, I'm just going to hire people. I'm going to slap ads on Indeed. They put people on, they get leads. They call some of them. They forget to call the other ones. They don't actually end up cataloging where the other subcontractors were. So they they could have 3 more really good subcontractors there that they might need 6 months from now, because everybody's looking for subcontracting also, but they don't ever get to them. Right. So like you have to build a process out. So I build a process out based on a hypothesis that I have. And then I run somebody through it. And then I just hire somebody overseas and train them to do that. And then I tinker with it for like 2 months until it's perfect. But it always starts with a hypothesis. Here's how I think it should go. And everything is based on a pipeline. I take a sales process and duplicate it over to a hiring process. And I'm like, okay, I need lots of leads. After a lead, what's the next pipeline stage? And we actually do it in HubSpot. We have a whole pipeline that we just call hiring. And we move them through pipeline stages until they get hired. So it is a legit sales process that we have.
Peter says something, man, that kind of, resonates throughout business and any model of business that you're in. He said duplication. And I think when I was on stage, I think I said something about duplication as well. Like that's what business is really duplication. And sometimes we get so much information from so many different people, we kind of get caught in the weeds. It's like, man, we get brain overload, like, man, where should I start? But really, it's just simple processes that we continue to duplicate over and over again. And I think I said that about the McDonald's model. Every single McDonald's you go in, the shakes are going to be on one side, the fries going to be on another side, the drinks is going to be in the same spot. Every single McDonald's, they just rinse and repeat and just keep doing it over and over again. And I think that applies to every aspect of our business, whether it's getting leads, it's the same process over and over again. Getting the appointment, same process. Closing the deal,
repeat
onboarding, finding a sub. It's just the same process, just over and over again. And I think a lot of people get discouraged is when we do it, we tiptoe and we may not see any success, and then we quit, and then we get discouraged.
No,
and then we
running a successful company is boring. It's boring.
But
that's
it is so boring running a successful company.
Yep.
It really is.
You figure out something that works, and you just keep repeating it on scale. And then you put people in charge, and then you put somebody over top of that, and then you review numbers. And then like all I do all day is review numbers to see future problems. Like it's boring. Like,
it's funny you said that, because I wanted to point that out when Nicole was on stage at our very first speaker. Shout out to Miss Nicole Thomas. I wanted to point it out, but I had to shut the hell up, and that was going to change the whole thing. And I wanted to make sure we stayed focused on what she was talking about at the time. But she said something very key, because she has been basically a freelance cleaner for 20 years, right? And so it's clear, obviously, you can make a living in this thing without ever scaling it up. She's proved that, right? But she said something very key when she was on stage. She said, I always switch to different things and different businesses and do this and do that because I get bored. And when I get bored, I just switch. And I wanted to point that out so bad, because you just said it. Business is boring. That's why y'all see me change so much shit too, and I need to stop. Right? Yeah. But it's like, because once you got them in place, the system's in place, all you got to do is just keep selling it over and over and over. Make sure you got enough people hired to keep up with the demand of what you're selling. But that is, and it's boring, it's redundant, but it literally, and it's lonely too. So,
I really wanted to make sure we hone in on that particular part, the systems, like everyone, like these process and procedures that we're creating in your business. Every aspect of your business needs them. Yes, they're mind-numbingly boring sometimes to put together, but that is business. Is creating those systems. That's all a business is a group of systems that make something happen. Anytime you want anything to happen in your business, you're going to create some set of processes and procedures in order to get it done. That's what systematizing your business is. That's all automation is you're going to put people or technology in place to make whatever you want to happen in your business happen. And then once that is in place, you continuously improve it and dial it in until it's perfect for you, or until it yields a good enough amount of results for you to move forward.
And I'll say this about systems. Right. So like early on in my business career, people would talk systems, and like I wouldn't be able to figure it out because I was thinking about it too analytically. I'm like, are we talking about automated processes and da 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 da? No, right. I'm literally talking about a Word document that has a click here, then go to the next tab up top with a photo beside it, click here, enter next? This name in here, just like step by step by step. And if you don't have any systems, build it with one page. And then eventually that one page will turn into 95 pages like we have now for our service team. You know, and then every time we have a meeting, we'll sit down, we'll talk to somebody. And then after we're done talking to them, we're like, okay, they asked me a question. So now that answer I gave them has to go in the system sheet at the back for rules. So they can always scan to the back of it. And we're looking at putting all of our systems online digitally through Trainual right now. So that can just go type it in and then reread and learn our systems, because the manual is coming too big for them to flip through to find it. So now we got to look to put it online where they could just type it in and it could see, like in a QCC's questions, comments, concern section, how to fix it and do it.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly how we do it.
It's either going to be typed out or it's going to be video. You either record everything you're doing, and probably a combination of both if you're really good like that, right? So
we made a mistake by doing video. Video's great for first-time learning. It's really bad for repetitive learning because you have to go back and find the one section where it is, and it's a 20-minute video, and you're like, oh, okay, where was that? Where was that? So if you have the video with the prompts to where what the steps are in a Word document, it makes it easier for them to find.
I love that.
We actually saw a software for that, to where like anytime something's ever come up in my business, if it's something that's visual, we'll do the video, but it also sits in that software. But we also type every single step out of every process, so that anytime someone's had a question or they can't figure something out on the computer, I'm like, okay, well, let's go ahead and add this to that list of systems, and they're able to just go ahead and ask the question or type it in, and it'll pull up the answer for whatever that question is.
Which software do you use, DJ?
I use Talent LMS. Talent LMS. I think.
Which is really cool. He used Trainual.
Yeah, Trainual. Any learning management software is going to have some variation of it. Just grab a learning management software and use it to its fullest potential.
I use Clean Biz Network, by the way. Clean Biz Network does have that ability. We have an LMS in there. You know what I mean? I want to make sure I point that out, but don't think you got it.
I'm even mentioning any other one, man.
No. But I wanted to point it out so we can have, because maybe they never heard, maybe they heard of the one you're talking about. And it's like, when I tried it, I'm a horrible salesperson on my software, and it does so much, so it's hard to sell it. So it's like, well, let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Trainual, we do that. So it's like, whatever you got, LMS, like you said, learning management system. But anyway, I just wanted, that was me throwing you the oops so I can dunk it. That's all. So value. But anyway, all right, what we got going on here? I saw somebody talk about this, right? I lost it. It was, anyway, well, I'll answer this while we're trying to find the one I really wanted. So you asked me, was I going to do a discount for the subscription for members? That's a great question. I actually didn't plan to, but you're right. I probably should. So I'll figure that out. So thanks for asking that. And then it was something I saw about, well, while I look for it, I'm going to start another conversation, but it was something about next year. And so I guess I'll just ask y'all now, since I can't find the one I wanted to highlight. So who y'all got in mind? Here we go, right here. That's the one I wanted to start it with right here. Shout out to, I don't know how to say that. Sale Lab 27. Let's say it like that. There we go. But he said, shout out to the CBN family for a lit family reunion. That's exactly what it felt like, y'all. It felt like a family reunion. Everybody we met, it felt like we knew them the whole time, right? And almost everybody there I met for the first time, almost. So in real life anyway. So shout out to y'all. So with that said, I want to jump into this topic. Who would y'all like to see at the next CBN conference? I know, Peter, you just spoke up a guy. So if you want to make that intro, I'm more than open to it. You said down in Texas. So, but yeah, anybody got anybody in mind that y'all would like to see next year at the CBN conference? I'm thinking next summer, by the way, as far as the dates go.
Yeah, I can make the introduction. I'm flying out to see him to do a podcast and chat with him next month. So I'll talk to him then.
Perfect. Appreciate that. Yeah. Y'all got anybody in mind? I know I got some texts earlier about some suggestions, and then also about hosts as well. I'm open. I'm all ears. Unmute yourself. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
I'll
be there.
Oh man.
Hosts, speakers, whatever.
I would love to see Tenacity Clean back again.
Hey,
they did an amazing job. job. Yeah.
Was that the two girls that were the MC?
Yes.
Yep.
You know what? They did fantastic. Yeah. They killed it. Unbelievable. Right? They really did a great job. 110%.
So I actually really am excited to see what we get to experience when Peter has a full, a full amount of time to actually prepare himself, because he killed it with knowing about he was going on stage for all 48 hours, I think. Like, yeah,
I had 15 minutes. It was supposed to be a sit down. I had 15 minutes, right? Sweated through my suit while I was up there.
And kill it. So I can't wait to see what he does next year with a full amount of preparation time.
What would you guys want to learn? Like I know every aspect of the industry, but like, what do you think people would want to know? Would they want to go like really deep into leads? Would they want to learn how to do the whole walkthrough side of things and shut down deals, how numbers work, how to give pricing on site? Like, I struggle with it because I can do any aspect of it: hiring, operations, sales, like granule. I could go down to the smallest detail in it. But what do you think people want to see?
I think, here's what I want to see from you, Peter. I want to see you get that YouTube channel back going. And then once you start doing that, that'll tell you exactly what the views will tell you.
I was like, I'm willing to open up my analytics to you so you can check out my audience, the audience interest and kind of what their most common questions are. But I was like, I think you should actually just go ahead and create that audience and look at that data and see what people are leaning to. And that'll probably give you the biggest insight to what to speak about.
Okay, sounds good.
I got some. Listen, because all right, I like this right here. Somebody said pricing on site. So here's my thing, and I'll let y'all jump in and disagree with me or agree with me. But I always say never feel pressure to price on site. Like, I don't know why when we're new, we always feel like we have to do, like, you think you got to walk in a building or a house and just automatically eyeball and say, all right, it's going to be $500. And like, no, you're not even expected to give it right then. Like, they expect you to come back and send them a nice proposal anyway. And honestly, you look better giving a nice put together proposal, in my opinion, than you do versus going to your car right quick, coming back with a little handwritten fucking ticket. Like, so to me, don't feel like you have to price on site. Now, if you got some type of software like Calculated Clean or Route or something that can put a proposal together in 15 minutes and you can sit in the car and calculate it and put it together, cool. But still don't feel like you have to do that on site. So that's my opinion on it. What y'all got on that pricing on site?
Never leave the site without delivering price.
Wow. No.
Never leave the site without delivering price.
No way.
110%. I'm going to go the complete opposite way. So like what we end up doing.
So wait. Are you delivering a whole proposal?
Everything. Yeah.
So you're using software to do it though?
Yeah, we could do it with software. We could do it with, I could do it over a phone on a checklist with.
Well, I know you do virtual now, but I'm talking, let's just say if you were doing it the way that everybody else does it right now.
Yeah. So like we used to have, if I'm going to meet somebody, I used to print off a proposal. It's 3-4 pages. One page was the contract, right? And then I'd have like a fill-in checklist, XXXXX, that we could build for them, right? And then on my phone, I have an Excel sheet that can do pricing, low, medium, high. So I go in, the very first thing we do is we say hi to the girl in the front, right? The owner comes in. The second the owner or the person I'm meeting comes in, we set the frame. Here's what I want to do. I want you to take me on a tour of the building. Then I'm going to look at it on my own. I want you to tell me what you want. And then when I'm done, I'm going to come find you and sit down. And then we're going to go over price, terms, and service, and really how our service benefits you. Is that okay? So then we go do that. And then we sit down with him. Because a lot of the times, if you're getting a phone call from somebody, you're in competition with 1 or 2 other bids. Okay. The reason why I like cold calling is because when I cold call somebody, I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm only in competition with their shitty service that they already hate. Right. So if I'm in competition with 2 or 3 other people, I can sit down and could be like, hey, you know what? Based on what you want, on a low scale, your price is going to be X. On a high scale, it's going to be Y, right? Where do you want to be? What do you want to fit? Right. We go through everything with them. We're like, do you have your other, the competition's proposals here? Let's compare apples to oranges and see if there's something that we're missing. And I could walk out with a contract on the spot. I don't have to wait 2-3 weeks.
Here's the thing though. So, because I know you got your niche too. Like you got your parameters where you're not going over a certain amount of square feet and all that. So I could see that doing it if I did it that route. But I'm talking about if you got, you're doing all these different types of businesses. I just don't see that. And then how many walkthroughs are you doing a day? I don't know. I disagree, but we can respectfully disagree on that.
Yeah, no, I think you hit it on the head, AJ.
I think if
you,
you're doing, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Brandon. I think you're right. If you're doing $5,000 a month contracts, $10,000 a month contracts, very difficult because you're having to measure everything, right? And the process is going to be a little bit longer. You're doing government facilities, you're not doing it that way. You're doing buildings that are averaged $1,500 a month and under. It should be delivered every single day on site.
Right. Yeah.
I like that. I can
definitely get behind because he mentioned something about that at the conference and how a lot of facilities that he can kind of just give pricing without ever setting eyes on the facility. And then in my world, I couldn't imagine not getting eyes on the facility. I absolutely have to get eyes on the facility. But I mean, I dream of the day where I can have those production rates dialed in and those facility types dialed in to where I could just plug it into my Excel spreadsheet. And it's kind of like that already. But yeah, I dream of those days where I can. For the most part, we can get pretty close. We're always pretty close, just doing a rough estimate. But yeah, but usually I have to get eyes on a facility just because my facility types they're shaped so differently, and they can be they can be crazy amounts of square footage, but not all cleanable square footage. So we actually got to go in there and measure everything.
Yeah.
If it's under 15,000, you can do it without seeing it. If it's over 15,000 square feet, it gets a little tricky.
Yeah. So I'm right there in those areas. So I've a lot of my facilities are usually around 30,000 square foot. So it gets difficult for me to not go into the facility. But we do have those accounts that are underneath, and it'd be nice to be able to kind of dial those in, just like you're saying, and that would speed up the system so much and make us so much more efficient. So definitely going to be learning from you in that aspect and getting more dialed in on that.
Mm-hmm.
What you have, Brandon?
No, I was just gonna say it's more. Peter runs it like more transactional. You know what I mean? He literally runs a commercial cleaning business, damn near like it's a residential. So that's I've never seen that. I
run like a software company.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. So I've never seen that done because when I'm doing through, I'm looking for opportunities to upsell. I'm looking at the windows. I'm even looking at your damn vending machines because I got a vending machine, partner. That's a question on our questionnaire, because I'll throw them a lead. They don't have vending machines. I'll throw my vending machine buddies a lead. You know what I mean? So I'm looking at everything going on in that facility, high dust and opportunities, windows. I even take pictures of the exterior windows. You know what I mean? Yeah. Throw that lead over to my window people. But yeah, that's pretty dope, man. That's the thing about business, man. We're visionaries. We're visionaries, and we're thought-provoking people. So we always coming up with different ways to figure something out, different ways to find the answer to problems. So there's no one way. Y'all see it. There's no one way to do it.
I leave a lot of money on the table. Mm-hmm. I leave a lot of money on the table when it comes to extra services because we don't really do them. So I'm not saying my way, it's my way or the highway, right? Everybody can do it a different way. I'm saying if you want to scale quickly and grow by millions with low cash flow, what I do is probably the best.
Yeah, I agree. And if you look at the franchises and stuff, they all do the same. They call it unit franchise owners, but they're essentially subcontractors. And that's how they are able to cover grow so fast and cover so much. So I agree 1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really one of the biggest things that caught my eye. Even before you went on stage, Peter, you were talking about the way you do your walkthroughs. I'm like, man, that's really interesting because I'm not saying I know everything, but I've never met anyone who's done walkthroughs that way. And the fact that you do them that way and it works it works for you. Is most definitely intriguing. It's something that I think most people would want to learn about and know about. I would love to be able to do a walkthrough without having to actually physically be there. You know what Seattle traffic looks like at 5 o'clock?
Right. Right. Dude, it's great. I mean, what it does is it opens up the country to you too. Yeah, right? Because you just don't operate in Seattle because right now you're like, well, I have to go physically be there. So if I have to be there, I can only do this parameter. But if you're like, well, if I never have to go to the facility, technically I can operate anywhere, right? Because we don't have any employees. We'll operate as far as California to New York for you guys, and we have no employees anywhere. No manager goes and sees a facility, just the partner goes and sees them that we've pre-read out through our other pipeline. So like it is a magical system. I don't like training people how to do the system of over screen share, not because I'm scared they're going to take it. I'm scared they're going to waste a lot of time and not be able to figure it out because it is extremely difficult. Like it is not an easy process to do.
Yeah.
A good person will close 35%. If they miss just these little things, they'll close 5%. So it is not easy to do. It is very, very difficult. So I almost don't like telling people because your close percentage will be higher if you go down and see them. And most people are only going to be doing it in their own area. Does that make sense? So I try to tell that what's going to be best for them. But if you guys really want to learn that type of stuff, let me know and I can kind of show you how, but it's difficult. Like it's not easy.
One question while I got you here, Peter, I realized we're already at 7:00, so we're going to wrap in a bit. So, but I forgot to ask you this while I had you on stage. So I know you basically cover all of Canada. I think I heard you say that, right?
Yes, sir.
So are you in the US as well?
It'll be by the end of this year.
Bet. So I'm gonna ask you next time when we talk, right? Because I'm gonna add, the question was gonna be, damn, so all right, how is it going to a whole nother country? But cool, we not there yet, so we'll wait for that.
Yeah, cool. We've already done the legwork on it. We've already done some calling in it. It works.
Yeah, right. Like, because Canada and US.
All we do is we get a PO, a UPS box. We get them to ship out checks for the once a month up to Canada. So we have a postal service. We get a different IP for our website. So when we're calling into the US, it shows more of just US stuff when it goes to onegen.com versus in Canada, it'll say Canadian stuff. Right. And then we just follow subcontractor laws with our contracts. There's a couple tweaks we have to make to it. And that's it. We don't have to file any US taxes because we have no employees. So everything's done in Canada. Plus I get 40% on the dollar. So I'll actually make 80% on a contract.
Love that. Love that, y'all.
How fucking crazy is that? I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm telling you, your model is perfect. That's the one I'm finna copy in this year. But forget this year because it is 7:00 already. And I'm highly disappointed at a lot of the speakers. This was the opportunity to circle back and get the people more value and also let them know where they can find them because we had so much going on at the conference, people might have missed them. But we out of time now, y'all. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it. But you know what? This would be a good opportunity for one of these other YouTubers on here to just pick up where we left off and keep the momentum going. If y'all want to go live, I would do it if I was one of y'all. That's just me though. But anyway, I'm about to wrap this one up. So if y'all can, please, and I'll start with the top right and we'll work our way around and then we'll close it out. So Peter, if you can let them know again who you are, how they can find you going forward.
Pardon? What did you ask that last question? Sorry, I was reading something.
My bad. Yeah, I was just saying if you could let us know like who you are and how we can find you going forward.
Peter Bolin, One Janitorial, pushing on 10 million this year. And you can find me at the Peter Bolin on Instagram or my YouTube channel, Peter Bolin.
Let's do it. Thank you, Peter. All right. Who's next?
Are you watching you live?
Am I on? Yeah, I'm live. I'm unmuted. Somebody, I'll go. AJ Simmons. Right, fuck it. AJ Simmons, goddamn, the cleaning business GOAT, founder of the Clean Biz Network. Y'all know what it is. Go to www.cleanbiznetwork.app for everything cleaning business. All right. If you want to get it going. And by the way, the prices go up after the night. So make sure you go check it out and get whatever you're trying to get tonight because it's up tomorrow. And I'm out of here. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. You already know yesterday's price is not today's price. I respect it, big dog. I respect it, man. Y'all already know who it is, man. DJ the Boss on YouTube, at Cleaning Boss Family on TikTok and Instagram. Come follow me, man. Built this entire thing on YouTube from start to finish. You can see my entire journey. Now helping plenty of people get started from zero to wherever you want to be, man. Just getting some success in your business. Come check out the channel. We're live on the channel right now. I don't know if it'll stay live once everyone hops off, but yeah, definitely feel free to come check me out. Love y'all, man. Pacific Northwest in the building. Marcus, I see you. We got to link up, man. We got to link up and do something for the community out here, man.
No doubt.
We got to link up. Brandon Orr, big dog in the sales game. Love you. Mila Queen, I appreciate you. It was a pleasure meeting all of y'all, man. I love y'all. Take it easy.
Bye, DJ.
Yep, guys. So again, my name is Marcus Crockett. I appreciate and value everybody. Thank you guys for the hospitality. That was my first time at a conference. It was amazing. I'm not going to spend too much time on here before I forget, because my memory be going back and forth. Brandon, I appreciate you, bro. And I got to get with you. I got some stuff to talk to you about. I'm going to DM you. Mila, it was so nice to meet you. Carolyn, we didn't get a chance to really talk as much. You were busy. You were doing your thing. But it was definitely nice meeting you as well. Guys, you can find me on YouTube, Clean Things Solutions, or you can just search up Marcus Crockett. My IG is very, very skinny right now. You can find me on there too. Marcus Crockett on IG. Guys, once again, it was a pleasure meeting all of you. Thank you guys for all of your support. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.
All right, Marcus, be in tune. Oh, man, we got Carolyn on here. I feel like I got to stay because my sister's on here now.
Hey, guys.
No,
sorry.
I'm a dip, man. Y'all know the girls. Y'all know how the girls got me, but
I know. Sorry.
I might pop back in a minute if y'all still on here, but I got to make sure they straight. But anyway, I'm Brandon Orr, guys. Man, run a successful cleaning business in 2 states. Left the corporate world and went on this journey, man, and seen a lot of success, a lot of failures along the way. But if you want to learn from my failures more than my successes, follow me on Instagram, man. Follow me at Dreams Into Motion. And if you have not gotten your Goal Getter planner for cleaning business owners, go ahead and go to dreamsintomotion.com and cop those. They sold out at the Clean Biz Network conference, and we just re-up. We got some more in. So go ahead and get that planner, man. Start to take action. Start to take control of your day. Start to put in the right motions into your day so you can see success on the back end of that pipeline. Big time sales guy. If you want to know anything sales, anything cold calling, anything overcoming objections to close that deal, hit me up. Instagram and also on YouTube. YouTube, Brandon Orr 7, and Instagram, Dreams Into Motion. Good talking. I'm out, ladies.
Hey, Carolyn.
Hey, I am so late. Sorry about that.
You're our closeout. So I'll close out and then I'll let you close.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, everybody, I'm Mila, the housekeeper. If you are into cleaning Airbnbs, that's what I do. Follow me on Instagram and on YouTube. I have my YouTube channel. It's been a couple of months since I posted something new, but I'll be posting again soon. And also, if you are in the vacation rental space, hit me up. Follow me on Instagram, Mila the housekeeper, because I'm looking for cleaners. So everywhere. So just hit me up and let me know where you are. And I'm out, but I'll hang out with you, Carolyn.
Thank you. Well, guys, I was definitely late, but I appreciate you guys showing up. It was an amazing conference. And my name is Carolyn Arellano. You guys can find me at Carolyn Arellano on YouTube, where I'm most active. You can also find us all on Clubhouse, you guys. So AJ, Mila, Brandon, Tony, Angelica, all of us hang out every week on an audio app called Clubhouse every Wednesday. We're doing, I think it's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. I have a link on all my social platforms. So if you want to hear us on an audio app once a week where we spit free game and talk about a specific topic, be sure to check us out. And yeah, good night.
Good night.
Headed to the top, ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, on property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. Don't flash it for. I'm on my grind, not no more.